begin for who started the party and what type of voters tended to back the party and when this process started. So for the Nazi Party, it was under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, and this arose in power in Germany. So originally it was founded by Anton Drexler, and this was a Munich locksmith in 1919. Hitler attended one of these meetings that was being hosted, and about a year after, he decided to take over the party, and he renamed this the National Socialist German Workers' Party. It was about February of 1920. And while commencing this organization, members from war veteran groups and paramilitary organizations, these were large supporters. Those who also were into supporting their country, such as German nationalists, they really stood behind the messages that the Nazis talked about. A lot of the supporters for this party strived for German superiority in military and economics. Also, non-Jewish businesses initially supported Hitler to counter their fear of communism, and Hitler received support from the wealthy class, such as industrialists and large companies. The working and peasant class were kind of mixed with their support, but the working class was the majority. It varied because Hitler was able to appeal to the workers through improving their economic situation and through Nazi labor organizations, and this attracted votes from urbanized working areas. During the years of elections, Nazi support was far greater in the north and east rather than the south and west, as this consisted of large cities full of urban workers. Hitler appealed to white-collar workers most commonly, also what these urbanized areas are filled with across Germany, and these people benefited from the promised improving economy, which enhanced their lifestyles. Also, religious-wise, Hitler negotiated with churches and guaranteed the freedom of Catholic worship in return for support and an end to their role in politics. However, this was not always the case.
Ideological beliefs of the party: authoritarianism, totalitarianism, nationalism, militarism, expansionism. Essentially, that was the union of Germany and Austria. Racial theories: NSDAP considered Aryans with blonde hair and blue eyes Europe's master race, and considered races like Jews, Slavs, and Romani to be Untermensch, or inferior men. And Volksgemeinschaft means people's community in English. Essentially, that meant that all Germans should unite and work together to reduce differences in class. But in reality, Nazis have no interest in this kind of social unity, but it gave the impression that Nazism was cohesive and a unifying movement. How did this party succeed in elections prior to 1932? The Wall Street crash and the resulting economic and political instability swung the conservative elite and electorate in their favor. In February 1932, Hitler ran against Hindenburg to become president. He did lose then, but now he's considered a legit politician. Hitler was not immediately appointed chancellor after the success of the July 1932 elections, despite being leader of the largest party in Reichstag. But Hitler was sworn in as Chancellor of Germany on the 30th of January 1933. It's possible that Frieda votes for the Nazi Party, as she does fear that her fiancé will lose his job, but the Nazi Party sought the creation of jobs for unemployed Germans, so if her husband were to lose his job, he would be able to get one back pretty quickly, as the Nazi Party is actively looking for him. Hermann would probably also vote for the Nazi Party, as the Nazi Party was very high on militarism, and since he was hoping to continue his military career, but he ended up getting discharged, this would be another chance for him to join the military and continue his career.
In regard to Hans, it is pretty likely that he will vote for the Nazi Party due to the persuasion in it. So given the benefits and the persuasion to the middle and working class from Hitler, such as the new introduction of Nazi labor organizations, he was able to convince these workers that despite the loss of the Weimar rights, they were benefiting and should still support him. Also, opposing political views, especially against the growing Nazi Party, could be risky for Hans's family, and they could have been beaten or taken if they were to speak their mind about it. But also, the increasing political street violence would be resolved with the Nazis restoring order and would end the street violence through government control. In terms of Anna, it is pretty likely that she would not vote for this party. Many German women did indeed become Nazi Party members due to the circumstances and lacking organization or minimal numbers, but this was just kind of out of, it wasn't a guarantee for this. So in spite of this, the Nazi regime officially only permitted and encouraged women to fill the roles of mothers and wives. Women were intentionally excluded from all positions of responsibility in the political and academic regions in Germany. So it is likely that due to her connections with her father-in-law and worrisome about minimal or total loss of women's rights, she would hold back on voting even if the party slightly appeals to her husband's religion.